Do you ever listen to a song and you're trying to figure out the time signature and you just can't figure it out? If that's you, well then you're going to really like this video because I'm going to give you a step-by-step process to being able to figure it out just by listening to it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Now, if time signatures are completely foreign to you, might I suggest you watch the first part to this video on this channel, which basically just tells you what a time signature is and how to make sense of it. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you inside the Crafty Guitar Club membership area and show you some exclusive content which will show you how to figure out a time signature just by listening. All right, let's go inside the club. I'm going to explain to you guys now my method for being able to figure out a time signature when you listen to a song. I've devised kind of a groovy way of thinking of it.
Groovy, baby.
So it's PSC. All right? Any guesses for what those three letters would stand for?
How the hell should I know?
So you've got a pulse, right? And then you got to figure out something that's strong. And then you got to count. I'll explain in greater detail here. So here is the first step, right? The first step is you got to find the pulse. Right? You got to find the pulse of a song. What is the pulse? It's the heartbeat. Now, some of you might think, oh yeah, no worries. So you just got to listen to the drums. That's kind of true. If there is drums. What if there's no drums? You know, you might listen to a string quartet play. You might listen to a solo guitarist at a restaurant just playing some instrumental music. There ain't no drums. So where's the pulse? There is a pulse in everything. If I just played this. Okay, so if you just watched that and thought, no way, there's no pulse, I can't hear a pulse. Well, let me reveal to you, there's a hidden pulse. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just because you can't hear it audibly doesn't mean it's not there. Let's listen to it again. Now you know where the pulse is and see if you can count along.
I don't think we need to see that again. All right, let's see that again.
So they were semi-breves or whole notes, which are just one note that lasts for a whole bar. So anyway, yeah, finding the pulse. It's in there. You may not be able to hear where the pulse is very easily. It might take a few goes. But there is a pulse because, for instance, if a note lasts from here to here, well then there's invisible or unhearable divisions of that amount of time. Everything's a fraction. Finding the pulse is the first step. Now, the second one is locating the strong beat. It's the first beat of the bar. That's the strong beat.
The force is strong in that one.
Once you've located the strong beat, then you just got to count how many other frickin' beats are there.
I don't think we need to see that again. All right, let's see that again.
Once you've located the strong beat, then you just got to count how many other frickin' beats are there. Because then you've identified what the time signature is. Now, this is easier said than done if it's a very complicated time signature and if the tempo's really fast. I find that it's a lot easier if the tempo's slower. But the wonders of modern technology, if the song exists on YouTube, then you just play it with a slower tempo. All right, it's that time again for your favorite game. Identify the time signature. I might play you just a few different time signatures here. Just me on the guitar. And I'll see how you guys go in being able to figure out what the time signature is. All right? So it'll either be 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or 6/4. We did actually talk briefly about 6/8 though, didn't we? So that can be an option as well. Either way, it's either going to be 6 or it's going to be 6.
How about 6?
So I'll leave these options up here for you, and I'll play some different examples. Here we go. Just remember, this is the process. Find the pulse. How do you find the pulse? I could see that you guys were kind of nodding your head a little bit. Maybe you might have been tapping your finger or tapping your foot. Either way, that's kind of finding the pulse. It's trying to feel where the pulse is. And if I think about it, the pulse is always going to be some sort of an even rhythm.
You know who you are? Even Steven.
With We Will Rock You, for instance, right? If you thought the pulse was doot, 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 that's not a pulse. It's the rhythm, right? The pulse has to be even. But yes, so let's do another one of those examples. Remember, this is the process. Find the pulse first and then locate the strong beat. Then count the beats in between. You can't go wrong. As long as, remember, that the pulse has to be even. All right. So these are your options. I'll do a different one. Here we go. If you guys get 100% by the end of this, then I'll feel good, you'll feel good, the world will be a better place as a result. But it's okay. We definitely encourage mistakes and oops moments here because, you know, you learn from them. I heard a really good quote recently. Isn't that a good quote? I love that. Holy crap. Has anyone seen UFC here? It's like, you know, you get your jaw broken in order to learn, you know. But I guess, you know, if you're learning at that sort of magnitude, you're really learning, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
All right, here we go. Let's do another one. Here's your options. Are you ready? Buzzer's ready? Yep, it was 3/4. Well done, guys. All right, here's one more. Yeah, so it could have been 6/4, it could have been 6/8 as well. That one's relative. Remember, I did say that time signatures are relative. And so, yeah, you could have thought either, really. It just depends on how you write it out. But yeah, it was definitely 6, wasn't it? You could feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It wasn't 2 bars of 3 because the strong beat really was after 6 of them. For me, understanding time signatures was a journey, you know, and it still kind of is. But I guess for me, I got to the point where I felt pretty robust with it, to the point where I'm confident enough to be able to host a masterclass on it. Okay. It's a cliche, yes. Practice makes progress. And yes, it's a cliche for a reason, because it's true. If you can just always, as much as you can, when you're listening to music, just try and think, okay, well, where is the strong beat? And can I figure out what the time signature is? You know, most of the time it'll be in 4/4, but every now and then it won't be. And with this process, remember the 3 letters, P, S, C, you'll be fine. You may not be completely fine straight away, but just keep chipping away and it'll get easier.
You can do it!
Now, speaking of which, if complex time signatures is something that you're really into, well, I'm going to suggest that you go inside the Crafty Guitar Club yourself. Go inside the club, go into the membership, go into the area of where I go through a whole masterclass on what are weird time signatures, basically the ones that aren't in 4, and how do you figure out how to count them and how do you feel them and how do you play them. So that sounds like something that will be kind of helpful for you. Also, you get a chance to access me, by the way, and hang out with other like-minded people just like you. So go to craftyguitarclub.com and you'll get all the information there. So I hope to see you inside the club. It'd be great to meet you. It'd be great to go through some time signature stuff as well as anything else that you're into on guitar. So I'll see you there. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, there's a bunch of other ones here on the Crafty Music Tips YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm out of here and I've just realized I'm still wearing these headphones. Let's get rid of them. And I'll sign off by saying, look, you don't have to do everything right now. Just do the next thing. Cheers.